All right, folks, got head men's basketball coach Jim Larrañaga here. Miami starts the season Monday night against Lafayette. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach L, and then we'll jump into questions.
Well, I can tell you our guys are really looking forward to the start of the season. They've been working very, very hard. We're a smaller team than we even were last year. So we're going to have some major challenges ahead of us. And I think our guys are looking forward to that. They have read all the preseason hype around the league and around the country. And we'll look forward to playing Lafayette and getting this season started.
All right, if you have questions for Coach L, please use the hand raise function and wait to be called on. We will start off with Michelle Kaufman from the Miami Herald. Michelle.
All right. Hey, Coach. I'm just wondering, what did you learn from what you've seen so far and from the exhibition the other day about Norchad? People were very excited about what they saw from him. What did you see from your vantage point? And you had mentioned a couple weeks ago that the key is going to be, how's he going to do against big men in the ACC? But what have you seen so far in a game situation like the other night from him?
Well, I think Norchad's had a very, very consistent preseason. He's got a lot of work ahead of him. I don't want anybody to start creating unrealistic expectations for that young man, because it's going to be new challenges for him every night. At 6'7", he's not nearly as big as most 5 men that we're going to play against, including against Lafayette, who has a 7-footer who transferred out of Boston College. So he's got his challenges, but he also has some terrific gifts. And probably the main one is his energy and enthusiasm, just the personality that he brings to the court. He's a high energy guy and someone that his teammates love playing with. He's got some unique physical capabilities. His speed, quickness, and jumping ability is at a very, very high level. And that's going to allow him to probably score and rebound pretty consistently.
Thank you.
We'll go to Adam Lichtenstein of the Sun Sentinel. Adam.
Hey, Jim. So, you mentioned everyone, seeing the hype, seeing where you guys are ranked and everything. Not going to take anyone, so much by surprise this year. How do you kind of handle the team's mentality with all that, with that kind of stuff?
Well, first of all, I don't think we were ranked. Are we ranked, Alex?
Just outside the 25.
Yeah. Okay. When we get in the top 25, then I'll consider us being ranked and not sneaking up on anybody. But until then, there's just so much basketball that needs to be played before anybody finds out who's really good and who isn't. You can look at last season and how many people would have thought the ACC was going to have 3 teams in the Elite 8? No, the ACC was, I think, almost being ignored early on, except maybe for Duke. But I think our schedule is such that we're going to face a lot of challenges in the non-conference. Going on the road at Central Florida is going to be a major challenge for us, a team that beat us last year. Playing Providence, a team that went to the Sweet 16 last year. Playing Rutgers, who, if I recall, the last time we played them, they beat us at our place. They blocked the last second shot that would have tied the game. So we've got some early season contests that'll kind of prepare us for the ACC. Plus, we play 4 ACC games in the month of December. I mean, I never heard of that before, but 4 ACC, 2 at home, 2 away in December. That's quite a challenge that early in the year.
Again, if you have questions for Coach L, please use the hand raise function. We'll go back to Michelle.
I want to ask you about Nigel Pack. Obviously everyone knows about him and stuff. Again, in the last couple of weeks, what have you seen? And in the game situation, he struggled a little bit with his shot, and I know he's supposed to be a great shooter. What have you seen from him, and what should we expect to see on Monday and going forward?
Well, Nigel, again, is one of those terrific young men who just fits in here so beautifully. He's making the transition from being a 2 guard at Kansas State to being a point guard here. He's handled that beautifully. But when you're handling the ball a lot more and you have a lot more responsibility to get the other guys involved, it does present a challenge for him. But he had 6 assists and I think 1 turnover the other night. And I think he's doing a great job. His teammates really enjoy playing with him. And I think he and Isaiah Wong are a dynamic 1-2 punch in our backcourt.
We'll go to Christopher Stock of Inside the U. Chris.
Hey, Coach, you used primarily 7 guys. Harlan got in there and the freshmen got in there late. Do you feel comfortable with that rotation, that group? And maybe how do you foresee it maybe in the early part of the season?
Well, I try to go with 7 guys early in the season until they get really comfortable with each other and the playing time and the role they have. We add an 8th, then maybe a 9th. But the rotation's gonna be developed over the course of time. I don't know if we're gonna be playing 7 the whole time or 8 or 9, but you'll be able to figure that out probably sometime in December.
And just to follow with that, there was only a couple times that we saw Nigel, Isaiah, and Bensley on the court a couple times that game. Just your thoughts on those guys. And I know you talk about small ball, but that's obviously going even smaller.
I didn't say small ball. I said smaller ball. So that if you look at our starting lineup the other night, we had Nigel, Zay, and Wooga, the 3 perimeter players, with Bensley subbing for those 3. So they're going to be plenty of minutes that Bensley's going to earn because of his outstanding defense on the ball. So we'll be small and we'll play smaller, and we'll hopefully be able to bring along our freshmen who have a little bit more size and make our front court a little bit bigger, although Anthony Walker can play both the 4 and 5 position, and he's doing a very good job in practice and earning a lot of playing time himself.
Got time for a few more for Coach L. We'll go to Chris DeMond of the Miami Hurricane.
Hey, Coach. During the exhibition game last weekend, how did you think Nigel and Norchad meshed with the team? And how do you think their chemistry is going to develop with the rest of the players throughout these first few games in the season?
Well, I think they have great chemistry already. I think that practice has indicated to me the chemistry is very, very good. We can score the ball. I use this as a very simple example. Isaiah Wong has over 1,200 career points. Jordan Miller has over 1,200 career points. Norchad has over 800 career points. Nigel has over 800, and Anthony Walker has over 500. So the issue is not going to be, can we score the ball? You add Wooga Poplar to that. He's another guy who can put points on the board. And that's not the issue for us. Our issue is going to always be at the defensive end of the floor, defending and rebounding because of our lack of height.
Got time for 2 more for Coach L. We'll go to Michael Euro of 305 Sports and back to Adam to wrap it up.
Coach, how have you seen Ja'Kai Robinson develop this summer? Obviously, you guys redshirted him. And how's Harlan Beverly looking coming off the back injury?
Well, Harlan Beverly has missed a number of practices already this year. He's slowly recovering and trying to get himself back in great shape. He's not 100%, and he's working at it, and we count on him because he is an upperclassman with a lot more experience than any of our freshmen. And plus, he can play multiple positions. Ja'Kai has done a very, very good job. Last year as a redshirt, worked his tail off, worked on the scout team, and he can play multiple positions, and he's also a very good defender. So oftentimes we'll probably have to choose whether we're going to utilize Harlan Beverly or Ja'Kai Robinson in that spot.
All right, last question for Coach L. We'll go back to Adam Lichtenstein from the Sun Sentinel.
Hey again. So Jordan obviously came in last year as a transfer. I'm sure he had needed time to adjust and learn the system and learn everything. Now that he's had a full year with the team, how has he kind of grown and become, I guess kind of a bigger part of the team? Might not be the right exact phrasing I want to use, but just adjusted to the team after a year.
Yeah, I think Jordan Miller is one of the best players in the ACC. I mean, the guy is doing everything, and he's doing it at such a high level. His field goal percentage, his offensive rebounding, he may be our best defender and the most versatile defender. He guards bigs, he guards guards. He could be the defensive player of the year in this league. That's how good he is, and that's how good he's playing. So we're counting on Jordan to have a huge year.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, everybody.